I'm joined by Yolie De Leon right now. Thank you for talking with me this morning.
Oh, you're welcome. My pleasure.
So, the big headline would be the Apple Watch saved your life. Run me through that.
Well, I got it right here. It's one of those first things I put on in the morning and take off at night. And in June, I wasn't quite feeling well. I was going to go out for a walk, and I said, I'm not too sure. So I thought maybe I better go eat something because sometimes that will take care of it. Did that, and then I thought, well, I'll go take a shower. Maybe that would help. And I sat down for a little bit. And when I was in the shower, I thought, I'm going to check my watch and check my heart rate, because I had like a little bit of a fluttering here. And I've had it before, but it goes away real quick. This time it stayed. And I wasn't, I was a little concerned, not too worried. And so I decided to do it. And it said, my heart rate was at 174. And it says you are an AFib, and it said call your doctor immediately. So I called, and they said get over to the ER ASAP. So off we
Well,
went.
and I'll stop you right there. So, you saw this notification on your wrist. Have you ever seen something that said something like that before to you?
No, no, I'm always poking around on my watch, and unfortunately I had set it up to do that because it's one of the really cool feature on there. So I always knew that it was available. And so, yeah, every time I have looked at it before, it was always normal and, never said that. But, something told me, go take a look at it. And when I went to the hospital and told him, I says, and I kind of felt foolish in a way. And I says, my watch told me I'm an AFib, and they didn't even bat an eye. They, wheeled me in there, and I told the attending, physicians there. And I mean, all you have to do is say heart, and you're in the emergency room ASAP. And they did an EKG, and it says, yeah, it matched. Their eyes got really big, and they goes, it matches your watch. So
Wow.
yeah, so I knew I was in the right spot. I'm glad I reacted so quickly because it was life threatening at that point.
How long
So
were you in the hospital for?
I ended up being there a week. I went in on a Wednesday morning, and I left on Tuesday of the following week. So yeah, I was, in fact, the attending told me, we're going to keep you overnight for observation. And they immediately started doing tests, a chest x-ray and did an EKG and drew blood. And then from there on, there was a series of events of different tests that they did take.
Once you got out of the hospital, did you reach out to Apple?
A couple of days later, and I can't remember what site I went on, or, and I found a couple of places, and then I texted them, but I never got a reply. But, I'm one of a million, a zillion people. And so I kind of dismissed it. And what led me to do this past Sunday, I saw an article where another woman had the same kind of condition, and her heart rate was at 150. And I went, oh gosh, my heart rate was higher. And I went, well, if she could do that, why wouldn't I? So, and she gave out his email address, which was kind of funny, because I hadn't thought about that. I hadn't even thought about, reaching out to him. And so I go, well, what the heck, go for the top. So, and had no expectations. I just was going like, if he does, he doesn't, if it did, he did. And of course, I don't think I checked my email about 1 million times that day just to be on the safe side. And sure enough, that afternoon, I get this really nice reply from Tim Cook, CEO of Apple, and really appreciating that I had told him the story, and happy that I was getting the medication or the treatment that I needed. And that's why they were forging along, so it's,
What do
it
you
works well.
hope that the public gets out of this story?
Well, I hope that they give a little bit more attention, that the technology can really help your health. I know one thing about Apple, they have a huge, huge crew of doctors and medical specialists that are really putting the two technology, health, medicine together. And what a great combo, because it's prevention. It's all about, and I hope that, people my age and even younger people that, could have a condition. I'm one of many stories out there. There's people that swim with it and got into problems, been in accidents, got into problems. We can use it to help ourselves and even to save somebody else's life because it's such a reliable. It saved me. Everybody kind of joked around and says, boy, you're going to be in Apple's pocket for the longest time. And I kind of laugh. I go, hey, they gave me my life. What could be better than that?
Lastly, just sum up and describe this experience for you.
Well, I've had a couple of close encounters, before. I had cancer a couple of years ago, and this heart thing was like another kind of like, well, paying attention to my health. This COVID really set me back by gaining a little bit more weight. So I've been really diligent and really been paying attention to, eat properly and focus on exercises. And, this kind of creeped up on me. I had no clue, but I have a history. My mom had heart problems. And so my advice to anybody else, don't start too late, start early and really paying attention to your health because you don't know where it's going to change. It could change in the drop of a hat. So that's my biggest message is really pay attention, take care of yourself. I mean, there's nothing else we can control. There's some things that we can, and the watch helps me to control those. So I want to send that message. I'm really glad that you reached out to me because that's the importance of it. Maybe, another life can be saved and have that little bit of knowledge.
And such an incredible story. And I'm glad that you're healthy. And I guess the message to others, check the watch. I need to go get my watch out now.
Yeah.